And welcome to the player rating show. The Liverpool beat Maribor by 7 goals to nil. It's the player rating show. I'm going to start off with the goalkeeper, Lloris Karius. I'm going to give him a 6 on the evening for the simple fact that he didn't have anything to do, did he? I was impressed with the one time he had to come out of his area and get the ball. You win 7-0 and I'm giving my goalkeeper a 6. Yeah, it's probably about standard really, isn't it? Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm going to give him a 7.5. Now, I know he scores a goal and stuff, but, you know, his all-round performance, it was okay. It was fine. It was what it needed to be. And I think these three players in the defence certainly didn't really have a lot to do. And, you know, Trent gets forward when he needs to, but he wasn't needing to that often. And I think it's really good that, you know, Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't have to perform as well as I know that he can do. And I don't think he had a bad game in any way, shape or form, but I just think that it was a clear delineation for me between defenders and the attackers today. And Trent was one of our defenders and he had not much to do except score a goal from a deflected shot of his, which is great, isn't it? Joel Matip, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Lovren, I'll give him a 7 out of 10 as well. It's just a truly dominant performance for Liverpool. And as I said, kind of the same with Trent. Didn't really have anything to do. They did the sideways passing thing really well, the two centre-backs. They did that exceptionally. And the passing back to the goalkeeper when we were 4 and 5-0 up and stuff, absolutely brilliant. Moreno, I do think he had a lot more going forwards than Trent. And I know Trent gets the goal, but Moreno gets a good assist, doesn't he, for, I think it was Mo Salah. Or a bit of me. I mean, I don't know who it is at the moment. But I gave it to Salah anyway. So Moreno, but, you know, that attacking endeavour that he showed all throughout the game was just there for all to see. And, you know, didn't get caught defensively, didn't have much to do defensively, but he always got involved in the attacks. And I felt like those two were the defenders and he was definitely the one to push on. Emre Can in the centre of the park. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I'd imagine there'll be people out there going, a 9 for Chan? He did nothing. He just seemed to just shoulder people off the ball all the time. Like, he was just strong. And, you know, I really like him in that 6th position. I don't know whether he's good as Henderson at it, but, you know, tonight's performance was better than I think I've seen from Jordan Henderson. Now, it's different because, obviously, the opposition and stuff, but I thought it was a really good performance from Emre Can. I think with that little bit extra time and space he gets on the ball as the 6, he makes better decisions. You know, his first touch isn't as good as someone like a Phil Coutinho or Roberto Firmino, so quite often it can sometimes land them in trouble. And, you know, just having that little bit more time and space just makes him perform better. And as I say, he just kept winning the ball back, you know, running down the wing, shouldering people off the ball. Absolutely brilliant from Emre Can, loved it. Gini Wijnaldum, of the 3 midfielders, I thought he was the least best, the worst performer. There you go, that's how you say it. The worst performer. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. And I thought probably, to be honest with you, of all the outfield players, he was the one that we didn't really seem to need that much. But that's not to say they didn't break forward and stuff when he needed to. He did, and, you know, not a bad performance again. Just these guys were exceptional. James Milner, for me, I mean, he gets a 9 out of 10 all day long for his performance. And normally you give an extra mark for someone when they score a goal. I'm going to give a James Milner a 10 out of 10 because he didn't score the goal, because he just did the most James Milner thing ever. And he just tried to cross the ball when there was absolutely no need whatsoever. And for me, just this once, for not shooting and not scoring, I'm going to give someone an extra mark. And James Milner, you get the 10 out of 10. I spoke on my match reaction stuff about him. I just thought he was tremendous. I mean, he was popping up on the right over here, and he kind of actually started the game more over here. And Gini was more over here, wasn't he? And he was going round Mo Salah. He whipped the ball in for Phil Coutinho. He was looking for those 1-2s, and then he'd pop up over on the left-hand side. He was winning the ball back. Captain's performance, absolutely fantastic. Those 1-2s, he just wants to do it all the time. And if you've ever played football at any level, the hardest thing to deal with is when your man plays a 1-2 with someone, because you're asking a question of the fella, are you going to be able to track me? Because I'm going to go before you know I'm going to go. And it's just so difficult to deal with, and I've not seen enough 1-2s from people playing in the centre midfield that's not Phil Coutinho. You know, he just looked so comfortable entering into the final third. Like, even when he was on the left, he was cutting back, and, you know, when he was on the right, he shaped up to cross the ball with his left, didn't he? And he just rinsed the defender, goes around the outside and whips the ball in. I mean, it was a magnificent midfield display. It really, really was. Mo Salah, again, you know, he kind of started the whole tempo thing for me, you know, wins the ball back in the 4th minute, drives on at goal, and you're thinking, don't shoot, bro, don't. And he just passed the ball to Firmino and just goes in, and it was a terrible ball, It was behind Firmino. But had the keeper jumped out, I think Salah's actually placed the ball in the right spot if you watch it back, because, you know, Firmino does end up getting the ball in, and had the keeper dive forwards instead of across, I don't think the keeper gets that pass, and it was a really clever pass because of that. And, you know, he kept winning the ball back, he kept driving into space, he scored 2 goals, he gets an assist. I mean, it was an outstanding performance from Mo Salah, so I'm giving him a 9. On the opposite flank, Phil Coutinho, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10 as well. Gets an assist, obviously, for Roberto Firmino, the one where he flicks it over the goalkeeper from the free kick. Nearly scores a direct free kick of his own. Great save from the goalkeeper there. But again, you know, that willingness to cut inside, that sometimes you think of it and you think, oh, Coutinho, people know what you're going to do there. But you got Albi Moreno running down the left-hand side for you. It makes perfect sense that he wants to cut inside, and that's your overlapper. I mean, another great performance. And he was dropping deep to pick the ball up. And he had time, and he had space. If you can fill time, you give him space, you're going to cut you apart. And we shredded them all over the field, didn't we, really? And again, Roberto Firmino, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed Roberto Firmino's performance. Well, I can, and I'm going to, because I did, and it was a great performance. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 as well. And, you know, gets 2 goals, gets an assist, probably deserves a 10 out of 10. Why haven't I given him a 10 out of 10? Chris, you're going to have to give him a 10 out of 10. He gets 2 goals and an assist. Okay, Chris, fine. I'm going to give Roberto Firmino a 10 out of 10. Good arguments. Roberto Firmino gets a 10 out of 10. And I know that he can create space for players. I know that he likes to drift out and, you know, you get Mo Salah coming in or the other way around or whatever. And I know that he can do that. I know his first touch is great, so he can beat a man. What I saw today from him was fantastic, and that was getting in the box and trying to score goals. You know, the Mo Salah one, Mo Salah's sprinting away, but Roberto Firmino's sprinting into the box, gets his goal from just on the edge of the 6-yard line. The second one where Salah nicks it from Firmino's toes. When Coutinho plays that ball into Alberto Moreno, Firmino sees it and goes as soon as the ball's going, driving at the centre of the box. And Mo Salah might get there, but the fact that Firmino's there as well, and he would have scored inside the 6-yard box, amazing. That's what I want to see from Roberto Firmino, because I know he can do everything else. If he can add that one facet to his game, we might have the striker that we need. And again, it comes down to the opposition and stuff, but I don't care. I really don't. That's the type of performance I want to see from Firmino, whether he's playing Farmers from Slovenia, whether he's playing me in a 5-a-side game, whether he's playing in the Premier League. You've still got to show that willingness to get in to the area. It doesn't matter who you're playing, you've got to do that, and I hope Firmino can do that against Tottenham at the weekend, and I hope he can continue to do that, because he's shown me now that he can, and I want to see that all the time. And then the substitutes. Oxlade-Chamberlain, great substitution for me. Bring him on, getting a little bit of confidence. Second touch of the game, blams one over the bar, and you're thinking, oh, but then he scores the goal, and it's a great finish. And I'm going to give him, what am I going to give him? I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I am. There you go. Dom Solanke, I'm not going to give him a mark. He was on for about 50 minutes. I should probably give him a mark, shouldn't I? 6 out of 10. I just don't think he really got involved. And I'm not really sure what formation we were playing, if I'm honest, Tom. What formation were we playing at that time when Solanke comes on? Because it looked like we were surmising. I wonder if we go 2 up top and stuff, but he just kind of played from the left.
I think we still had 3 up there with Coutinho drop back in the mid, I think.
Yeah, and I just don't... I feel sly on Don, but he didn't get involved in the game, and I think that was probably because of the position that he came into. And Daniel Sturridge, I'll give him a 7 out of 10 as well. You know, didn't get the opportunity to score. You know, he had that one header from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain after he'd set Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain up for a goal. That assist, though, was absolutely brilliant. He's got a man bearing down on the left-hand side, one of our attackers, and I'm thinking he's going to play that ball, please play that ball, please play that ball. And he sees the ball inside to split 2 defenders and send Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain through. And the reason that it's such a great ball is, A, it's a difficult ball that people with a telly view like myself can't even see, don't think it's the right ball, but B, You play that ball over to the guy on the other side and he's running away from goal and it's a difficult angle for him. He plays that ball into Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. It's the more difficult pass, but it's the right pass because Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is now bearing down on the keeper. He picks the ball up 17 yards out from goal, I think it was. One touch, great touch. Strides through, easy slot home, because you've got the keeper bang to right. Which side is he going to slot it on? Because he can go left, he can go right, and it's such a more difficult pass, and it's such a great pass. I thought that was brilliant, and you know, he didn't really get involved in much other than that, but for that one pass, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm going to get into some of the comments now anyway. Tom, have you got one to get me going?
Yeah, so this is from Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill Stribling says, after that, will Hendo be back on Sunday?
I think he will. I think Henderson's played a lot of football over the international break. You know, I think he had 2 90-minute games over the international break, and he's played a lot of football for us. As I say, I do like Chan in that number 6 spot, and I've seen Chan play in that Europa League run, that number 6 spot, and he's been fantastic in it, actually. I just think Klopp prefers him. Henderson in that spot. So I do expect that Henderson come back in. I would be surprised if you could drop James Milner. I wouldn't be able to. I thought he was too good. But yeah, there we go. I had a good one then, which was someone asking me about music. Oh, what was it? I forget. I can't find it, mate. So oh, here we go. Ezra Wilson. Chris, this is random, but do you like Nirvana? I absolutely love Nirvana. One of my favourite albums ever is when they did MTV Unplugged. I was actually listening to it, was it this morning on the way to work or yesterday? I mean, I listened to that album a lot, so there you go. Any more random questions, get them in there as well. Back to, oh, you know what, I've not even mentioned on any of the shows that I've done this evening, and what one of the major differences was in this game to what I've seen over the last few games. We were pressing, weren't we? Like, high up the pitch, high intensity pressing. Now, you know, I've seen us, I really thought it was a tactical thing whereby, you know, we waited until people got into our half before we started the press. There was a real willingness and a togetherness in the press today where we were winning the ball on the edge of the box time and time and time again. And that's something that Klopp was known for, that gegenpressing and stuff. And I wonder now if this is something that we'll see more of, if Klopp believes that the players and the squad's big enough and good enough to keep going, because it's that time of the season now where, you know, some teams are starting to get a little bit tired, especially on the Christmas period in a month or so time. But the gegenpressing tonight from Liverpool was absolutely on point. Like,
I've got another one for you. Alexander Walulis says, everyone is saying Milner over Henderson, but in reality, Chan dropped into the 6th role, so that wasn't his replacement. I'd say the conversation should be Chan versus Henderson and Milner versus Genie.
So
he's saying that Henderson left, but Chan is Henderson's replacement, not Milner is Henderson's replacement.
So he wants to put Chan in the 6 and Henderson further forwards?
No, if we were to put Milner on...
As the 6?
No. To come into the midfield, it wouldn't be in place of Henderson, is what he's saying. So it'd be for Genie or Chan.
Yeah, I agree with that, 100%. Yeah. I think it'll be probably Chan that drops out, to be honest with you. Will Patterson says, yes, Lord Pajak, I have Unplugged on vinyl. Mate, that part in Unplugged where his voice breaks during Polly, my word, absolutely brilliant. Okay, so there we go. Well, Chris, you could defend better than Maribor's number 4, Sula or whatever his name is. He had a feckin' shocker, Sergeant Goldust. I played 11-a-side match for charity for the Owen McVeigh Foundation at the weekend, and the LFC Foundation as well, actually. We were 6-1 behind at half-time, so I don't think I could, but thanks anyway. I appreciate the comments. That's cool. Machin versus Messi, Chris versus Cristiano, Mike Tyson, go ahead. Just football, Dalglish gets a 10 out of 10 sounds, always. Lallana will connect the midfield to the forward, says Jamie Bennett. He really will. He's back at Melwood now, I believe, as well. That news broke today, I think. Can't wait to see Lallana into this side. Lallana inclined to come back soon, says Malik Patel. Milner must start against Tottenham, says HMZ Gaming. Mark Meehan should have had Woodburn on the bench to put on. That's a question, actually, isn't it? Yeah, we maybe should have. Sarah Smith, Salah will destroy Danny Rose. I really hope so, Sarah. I really, really do. Ray Klopp, Pajak, says Kai Love, and he probably said it exactly like that. Jurgen Klopp, this evening, for me, gets a 9 out of 10. Because no matter the type of opposition you go out and have to face, he set that team up well. He made a couple of key changes. You got Karius, you got Trent, you got Milner coming in. Every single one of them seemed to work for me. You know, we didn't lose anything. We were finished our dinner. I mean, we were just fantastic. And the appetite to keep on scoring goals was there. The willingness to press was there. Absolutely brilliant. Hopefully he can get them up, and he will be able to get them up for Tottenham at the weekend. Okay, Salah can play support striker better than right side, says Ahmed Labib. He played support striker, didn't he, with, what's the guy's name who used to be at City? It was Edin Dzeko at Roma, and that's a position that he knows well, which is also why I find it, you know, quite interesting that he does like to drop into those positions so often. It's a position that he's comfortable playing in, but I always think that, you know, you could play him there, and would he find as much space in the Premier League? Or I'm not sure, because, you know, it's that surprise element that he has from coming in from the inside and asking questions of the fullback. Are you going to pass him on to the centre-back? Are you going to drive with him? You know, so it's difficult questions if you're a fullback coming up against Mo Salah at the moment. And if he learns to finish like he was finishing tonight, absolutely brilliant as well. Lovren will have Kane in his pocket. Jokes. JB Bennett. I added the jokes. Oxford scored more Champions League goals than Arsenal this season, says Mike Tyson. Only one Cop One, says Spurs played so well tonight. Now, I've not seen the Spurs game, obviously, but hopefully, and I know the result, it was an energy-sapping result for them. Tough place to go, Real Madrid, and get a draw. Fair play to Tottenham. Let's hope they're absolutely goosed for the weekend. Alexander Beck says, Milner, new captain to replace Hendo, in my opinion. Chap's very impressed. Zach Paul, 19, said, I actually got bored of the game and started to watch Tottenham versus Madrid. Shame on you! Shame on you! Come on! Sort your life out. Owen Gallagher, Chris, if not for the quality of the hair, if he wasn't on the pitch the weekend, we would have done that against the Manx. No. We should win against Spurs, hopefully, says Ezra Wilson. Thomas Leagard says, we will win. That is the Player Rating Show. Leave me yours in the comment section. As soon as we've ended the live stream, I'll get in the comment section. Let's have a little chat for a few more minutes and stuff. I've enjoyed this tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, please do, and subscribe to the Redmen TV across all of the platforms. Ta.